which point the devil showed up. And he says to the doctor, I see you've done some investigation. Where would you like to spend the rest of eternity, in hell number 1 or hell number 2? Doctor looks at him like he's crazy and says, no way, man, I want to go to hell number 3. Devil said, oh, no, you can't do that. That's nurse's hell. So, with that in mind, okay, the levity begins, all right? What are we going to talk about tonight? In 90 minutes, all right, here's what we're going to cover. First, what is the value of branding and why bother, okay? Why does it have anything to do with patient satisfaction? Having said that, just wanted to remind you, maybe you've seen that cover. That's me, all right? That's a big practice in California where we are doing a major mystery patient visit project, and Medical Economics heard about it, wrote about it, and put us on the cover. So that's my credibility. I don't have a diploma in mystery patienting, but I do have a cover story to tell you. Sure. So the people who are associated, and that's you, but you, of course, would say good things, but what about your staff? What are they saying about you to friends and neighbors? I've told them, I had a lady who used to babysit for my children after school when I was either on the road or working. She was an older woman, and she was the hospital auxiliary. She sat at the information desk at the hospital in my neighborhood. And one day I got home and I said, hey, Mrs. Nelius, how are things down at the hospital? She said, oh my God, I wouldn't put a dog in that place. Exactly. I thought, here's somebody who sits at the front desk. When people walk in, does she say, are you sure you want to do this? I would be really nervous. So, why is that of interest to you? What does a patient use to judge quality? How they are treated. And this is what I said to your staff. This is why it's important that you know. I said to the staff, and I'm going to ask you too, how many of you have taken a plane flight in the last 10 years? Majority of you raise your hand. And then I say, how many of you stopped, looked into the cockpit, and asked to see the pilot's license? And they, of course, all go, oh God, no. Of course I did check his breath, but I didn't ask for his license. All right. Now, why don't you? Why don't you verify the pilot's qualifications? You assume, just as your patients assume that if you are here practicing medicine or physical therapy or whatever, you know what you're doing. So how does a passenger decide if they've had a pleasant experience on the plane? It's service. Whether or not the flight departed and arrived on time, whether or not the pilot kept them apprised of why they're sitting on the end of the runway and not moving. That's the kind of effect that you and your staff have on a patient's likelihood to recommend you to other people. I was sent to the department. I did wait for the medical assistant. She came out. She said, I see you're a new patient. You are going to love Dr. X. Totally unsolicited. She set me up to expect a positive interaction, and I wasn't disappointed. In the exam room, she had introduced herself as we're walking down the hall to Dr. X's exam room. She said, I'm Jennifer, and I'm Dr. X's nurse. You're going to love him. He's great. And then as I am in the room, she says, and by the way, I'm going to be entering your data in the computer. This is really great because when Dr. X needs to access your records, it's right here at his fingertips. She set me up to know what was going to happen. Do you know how rare that is? People who are on autopilot say, have a seat. Third door on the left, have a seat. I'll be right there. Come in, take it. Yeah, okay. They walk out. Okay. All right. Knock before going in. It's a sign of regard and respect. Smile. I know you're overworked, you're tired, and everything else. But if you don't smile, you have the natural look of, oh, one more. What does that say to the patient? Smile before you go in. I've used this a lot, and everybody looks at that and says, he's smirking. So, all right. Missed the PQRI figures this time. All right.
He's due on an appointment.
And so the doctor comes in at 8 o'clock, exactly at 8 o'clock, and then goes down to get a cup of coffee, and then do a quick email search, and then stop off to say good morning to somebody else, so that by the time the doc rolls into the exam room for the 8 o'clock appointment, it's now 8:20. If you want to get started on time, show up 15 minutes early. Second, the docs who are the most efficient are those who have the best relationships with their nurses or medical assistants. Even though I am the 4th sinusitis today and it's only 9:30, okay? You have to say any one of these three things. 1, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Hi, how can I help you today? Oh my God, I've got this headache that goes from here to here and it's all down under here. Oh God. Your response isn't, when did it start? Your response is, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. When did it start? Okay. Second, gosh, that's got to be tough.